A lot has happened in the NBA this week, and I know you want to get to your Lakers and talk about everything going on with them. But before we get into the Lakers, let's talk about a feel-good story.
Yeah. Thought that was your block. My niggas ran that. Them niggas big pussy. Pass me a Tampax. Selling that powwow. I got that anthrax.
Let's talk about your boy, J.R. Smith, going back to college, HBCU at that, North Carolina A&T, and actually qualifying for his first golf tourney. Thoughts on that?
Man, listen. From fucking up the 2018 NBA Game 1 finals against the Warriors to collegiate success and an amateur golf career. You know?
I mean, I'm just saying, man, you might be the next Tiger Woods out here, man.
Hey, if Deontay, if you ever needed an example, not to give up, nigga, this is
That's
it.
A fact. Delonte West could definitely become a golfer as well.
No, I said Deontay, not Delonte.
Oh, Deontay Wilder.
Delonte is lost.
Oh,
Deontay Wilder.
What about Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban's helping him, bro.
Is Delonte West hooping anywhere that you see?
No,
okay.
He's probably still on horses in rehab somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Delonte West was probably in a hotel from Mark Cuban for about a week, and soon as we stopped paying attention, then he went right back to where the hell he was at.
That's probably a fact, unfortunately. Way to take my feel good story and just
got to give you the real. I have to. I have to tell you.
J.R. Smith got an 85 on his liberal studies midterm exam, son.
Shout out to J.R.
He's
Smith,
out here doing that big, bro. On
scholarship,
campus. Big man on campus.
I like it. That's what's up, man. How you gonna
HBCU.
be mad at him going back to school and succeeding at it? You know, I can't be mad at that. That's congratulatory.
For sure. Now on to the negative news. 18 former NBA players have been arrested in a healthcare fraud scheme.
What's wrong with these niggas? What's wrong with these niggas? So one of the cases that was like a red flag, right? 3 of these players had the same surgery. Like, listen to how stupid this is. Like, you're not even trying to hide no shit at this point. Had the same surgery by the same doctor on the same day.
No.
So
let me guess. Glenn Davis was a part of that shit. Big Baby was a part of that.
Hey, when I heard Tony Allen and Glenn Big Baby Davis was on there, I was like, damn, the championship, the Big Three Celtics looking tarnished.
I was gonna say Sebastian Telfair was a Celtic too. There was like a bunch of Celtics on that.
Yes, sir. Funny enough, my boss actually told me, let me know that this was going on because I hadn't watched ESPN that morning. And he was like, "Yeah, man, they got like 4 or 5 ex-Celtics, and they got all these 18 total players." And I'm like, "What did they do? Faking medical exams? Like, you can't be getting no more than like 30 racks at a time, 50 racks maybe. If you say it's something real crazy, you may get 100. I don't. But are you really gonna fake having open heart surgery to get 100 racks on fraud?
You know what I mean?
But that just goes to tell you that type of shit, scamming and fraud and shit like that, that is classless crime. Because
that's a fact.
Them niggas don't need that. They don't. Even if you a vet men player, you don't need to scam the NBA's health group for money. You just don't. You're not in a financial position where that's something that you need to do.
That's a fact. You're making that at the very least low 6 figures. Low 6 figures.
It's nutty. That's nuts. That is nuts. It kind of makes you think like, man, they caught 18, but what's the real number? Yeah, what's the real? But again, I can't see a guy who's even making $5 million a year scamming the NBA out of $75,000. You know, just claiming that he got a surgery that he didn't have. That's true. Like, it's just a very peculiar type of setup they had going on there. I don't really understand it.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out more as the details keep rolling in. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Now, I'm sure you're excited to talk about maybe Westbrook's debut Carmelo's debut in the preseason. Maybe not so much Westbrook now that I think about it, but maybe Melo's
I was
debut.
gonna say Westbrook got. I mean, he played a lot of the first half against the Warriors on Friday, but he didn't. You know, wasn't nothing too eventful. I don't put too much into preseason basketball either.
Did he not have 7 turnovers?
Why? It's a preseason game. When do you ever pay attention to preseason NBA basketball? When do you pay attention to preseason anything basketball?
In fact, I didn't pay attention to this. I just saw the headline and thought it was wild.
Yeah, I don't care. Who cares? First of all, I've already accepted that I'm going to have to watch some pretty sloppy basketball from Russell Westbrook at certain points.
For sure.
I for one believe that what he's going to give us on the other side of that is going to outweigh the negatives, right? And try to propel us to number 18. But I don't expect for him to have a Chris Paul-like game now all of a sudden, right? He's going to be who he is. It's our job, mainly Frank Vogel's job, to figure out how to make that work with what we already have here. You know, if he does that, we'll see y'all in June.
We'll see the Cavs. You'll see the Cavs.
No,
in June?
not literally, not y'all. You know we won't see y'all.
No, us.
We'll see
You'll see
the
us
rest
in
of the NBA, like whoever makes it out of the East, not the Cavs.
You'll see Colin Sexton in June.
The young bull and Darius Garland are far away, far away. I will say that I was watching. Friday after Cincinnati blew the doors off of who did they play? Temple. I was kind of bouncing around and I caught the Cavs playing the Pacers in a preseason game, and I seen Kevin Love, and I was like, "Oh, you out there hooping?"
Hey.
It was kind of weird because I felt like they had him, Markkanen, and Porter all on the floor at the same time, and I was just
that is such a nasty lineup.
What's going on?
That is
why
gross.
is this happening? Okay.
Kevin Love and Lauri Markkanen being on the floor at the same time is gross in and of itself.
But Kevin Love don't want to leave, so I guess.
I mean, he's got a nice little penthouse in Cleveland, so I
Oh man. I would really like to not play for this terrible basketball team if not for my Cleveland penthouse. Let me not talk.
His penthouse lease.
I'm just saying it probably is nice. I believe it's nice. Cleveland is a nice city downtown.
It is. I seen it on Architectural Digest. I think
I don't think I'm backing up Lauri Markkanen because I got a penthouse in Cleveland.
That's a nuts.
It's just not
absolutely
it's not enough.
But he won't go back home to LA. So
hey, we winning ships out here, baby. We don't wait for nobody.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You don't want to hoop?
Anyway, any other NBA thoughts, news, anything else that we should be covering?
What else happened in the NBA?
Kyrie Irving not probably going to be in any home games.
I don't feel like that's going to last. Because I don't, you know what? The Brooklyn Nets are very explosive offensively, right? So they've got a lot of wiggle room with what they can sustain in terms of injury or, shooting slumps or anything like that.
For sure.
What the problem that's being created, though, is that if he's gone for half the season, like legit 50% of the season, and that's not even counting what he might miss due to injury or COVID protocols or what have you, that puts you at a disadvantage. Now you're injury away. Now you're James Harden twisting an ankle away. You're Kevin Durant hyperextending a knee away. Not on wood for all of that, but you're literally one play away.
Still very possible
from being in a precarious position in an Eastern Conference that's a lot better this year than what it was last year. Top down, at least it looks that way from the offseason.
Facts.
So, even if that's what he's saying now, I just don't see that lasting. Especially because that's seeming to be the trend with more and more states going to that type of format, right? Like you have to be vaccinated to perform in these enclosed arenas. Yeah. So if that's the trend and they're already putting themselves at a disadvantage to prove their loyalty to Kyrie, I feel like at some point KD and the players, James Harden, Blake Griffin, all those guys, Aldridge, will have enough leverage to say, look, we supported you, right? We let you make your decision, and we took it as it was, and we set out on the season. Now we at a point where it's virtually impossible for us to do what we want to do, right? We tried it your way. It's not going to work. If you want to win a championship, this is what we need to do. I don't see Kyrie Irving looking in the face of that and being like, no, I don't see him doing that. As much as the media would lead you to believe that he's a selfish person and that's all he cares about, and you know, it's all for publicity and he may retire after this season or whatever they preaching to you. Kyrie Irving is a competitor. He's a champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't never forget that.
For sure.
So he's not going to look in the face of a team that he helped construct for this very reason and spit in the face of that. I don't believe he'll do that. Right now, I believe he's under the impression that we're so good that I can play half the games and we'll still be in a position to win at the end of the season.
But at what point does his competitiveness fight with his beliefs in not doing the COVID vaccine?
You know, I mean, but that's not, unfortunately, it's not for us to determine or decide, right?
No, that's a fact.
You know, as weird of a guy as he is, he's going to make his own decision, right? So knowing that, don't do what we've seen to have done, you know, in general through the media here, and further entrench people into their already flawed beliefs, or at least from your perspective, already flawed belief. Don't further entrench them. You give them the birth to realize it on their own, right? If Kyrie Irving is the selfish player that you tell me he is, then he'll show it. He'll show it, right? And then at that point, now you got to make a decision as an organization as to what you're gonna do with him, right? But right now, I feel as though he is taking the stance that this is being forced upon him. And there are personalities that naturally buck that type of control or that type of authority, right? And that's just the person Kyrie is. It's one thing that I can say tells me that he's genuine, because it's the one thing that hasn't changed about him since he's been in the league. It's been a detriment and it's been a good thing for him. You know, it's hit or miss. But at the end of the day, I don't think he has selfish motivations. I don't think he has ill will for the team's success in any way. And if they were able to frame it that way and leverage that way, I think the situation would change.
Okay. I can see that. Honestly, I can see that. I mean, I do feel like at the end of the day, Kyrie is going to put his beliefs forward, but it's hard to say which one is the belief that he's going to put forward over the other one. Like it's hard to say whether or not his competitive side is not going to take over his, you know, beliefs as far as the vaccine.
The thing that'll really turn the fire up on him is if they start losing.
Yeah.
They start losing, then, you know,
it's
now,
time to do your job.
Yep.
Okay. Any other NBA thoughts or any other stories that you feel like need to be told about the NBA this week?
Nah, man. Let's kick it off, man. Let's get the season underway.
Yeah, because
ready to go.
Y'all ain't performing in the preseason.
Hey, where y'all going? Where y'all going?
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this, go ahead and click that video to the left.
If you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.